Yo guys, it's Slyroh. You already know that today I'm bringing you guys my battle for week 2 of the PPL Division 2 Season 5, I think. I don't know, I lose count, it's whatever. But this week we are taking on Carson, otherwise known as Toxic Gaming, and his Chicago Bewears. And this is a team that we took on last season and had an incredible battle with. Last season we battled him and it came down to like a 50-50. And it was great. But we ended up winning that battle, and hopefully we can end up winning this battle too. So of course, first I'm going to go over the team. If you do not want to look at my team and understand my rationale and you just want to see the battle, there will be a timestamp first thing in the description. Go ahead and click that, and you can skip all the boring rambling and all that good stuff. But for everybody else that does want to see this, I am going to run through my team and my thought process as to what I am bringing this week against Carson. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to keep the rambling a little bit to a minimum, where I like say the same thing like 4 times in 4 different ways, and I'm just gonna get through it. I would like to keep this a little bit shorter than it usually is, but either way, let's go ahead and go over Carson's team. So his team consists of Landorus, Therian, Latias, Mega Kangaskhan, Rotom Wash, Ferrothorn, Drapion, Chandelure, Exogor, Diancie, Lopunny, and Whiscash, with his Z-move users being Landorus T, Lopunny, and Whiscash. I did not give a lot of thought to Lopunny and Whiscash. I know that I literally just got beat by a Pokemon that I didn't really prep for last week, but I never learned my lesson. Either way, let's go ahead and talk about the team that I did bring and why I did bring them, because we have a couple of new faces. Literally a couple. 2. That's cool. First one is going to be Mamoswine. Mamoswine I'm bringing with leftovers because I couldn't really figure out a better item. Ice Shard, Toxic, Stealth Rock, and Earthquake with the Thick Fat ability, Max Speed Jolly, and the Max Attack. I believe I needed all that speed so I could outspeed, to have a chance at outspeeding Chandelure, I believe. I think that's all that was there for. Yeah. Ice Shard obviously is mostly for Landorus T, but can be good chip damage on the Latias. And I think that's about it. Earthquake is for everything else. Having an attack boosting item didn't seem to really matter too much. The things that I need Earthquake to hit are already going to be doing a ton of damage. Things that are weak to it, the Drapion, the Chandelure, the... Yep. But yeah, and I decided to also bring Stealth Rocks, and Toxic is actually really big, because one of the biggest, or what I assume to be one of the bigger Mamoswine switch-ins on his team is the Rotom Wash. And I would like to have that Toxic. That is the main thing that I want Toxic. I assume that I can have in Mamoswine, and then he would switch in Rotom Wash as I go for a Toxic. And is good. I also want to get up Hazards, but I don't have Klefki this week, so Stealth Rock will do. He also has a lot of things that are floating anyway. Lando T, Latias, Rotom Wash. Okay, by a lot, I mean actually a fourth of his team. Whatever, that's not the point. The point is, I felt that rocks were good. And that is why Mamoswine is making his season debut here. Next mon is going to be Mega Medicham. We got Drain Punch, Zen Headbutt, Ice Punch, Fake Out. This is Max. I did need the Max Speed Jolly to make sure I outspeed Mega Kangaskhan, and I went Max Attack, I think mostly because I don't have high jump kick, so I do want the full attack power, and I don't think there was a lot of HP investment that I needed per se. I think I probably could have put someone to live. There was something. Maybe to be able to live a move from Latias or take a certain amount of hits from Mega Kangaskhan. I don't remember. I know there was something that I probably could have done, but I didn't do that. And this is what I went for. Drain Punch is good enough, I think, to hit the things that it needs to hit. It's good stab and is super effective on the Ferrothorn. He does also have a Ghost type with Chandelure, so high jump kick is very risky. Also the Mega Kangaskhan. That is also a Drain Punch thing. But Ice Zen Headbutt actually, I think, is it does a 94% minimum to Chandelure, which is amazing. Ice Punch, things for like Latias, Lando T. With these 4 moves, I pretty much hit everything. Fake Out is just good chip damage if I need it. But I pretty much hit everything for a decent amount of damage. I can easily 2KO anything on his team, so not worried about that. So yeah, Mega Medicham, of course, a threat. Another threat is Victini, which is going to be special. What I kind of predicted when I drafted it is that it's probably going to be special a lot. And this is one of those weeks I went max speed timid because base 100s. I want to make sure I outspeed the Mega Kangaskhan. Blue Flare, Glaciate, Energy Ball, Shadow Ball. I also do need stuff for the Ferrothorn because I actually don't have a lot for it, which is kind of scary. But Blue Flare, yeah, Glaciate for the Land of the Energy Ball for the Rotom Wash if it wants to come in and take hits, and Shadow Ball for the Chandelure because Flash Fire obviously can take any fire move, especially if Ferrothorn's in. You can bait it. I could go for a Shadow Ball and do a ton of damage. So yeah, I also threw leftovers on Victini because I just, especially with not having Tapu Bulu this week, I thought leftovers was going to be good for Victini because I thought it was going to come in multiple times, need to, I just want the longevity of it, and again, I don't feel like I needed, like I didn't want Life Orb to take damage away from me, and I didn't feel like Expert Belt or like Wise Glasses or something was really worth it. I felt leftovers was going to be a little bit more valuable. So I went with that. This week I am bringing Pelipper and Kingdra, and this time I actually am bringing the Rain. Yeah, so we'll be a little bit more traditional. I'm still bringing physically defensive Pelipper because it's, I mean, it is my bulky water. With the Damp Rock, we got Scald, Roost, Defog, U-Turn. Scald actually hits pretty much everything. It's only, well, it's resisted by like things that I would rather U-Turn out on anyway. Like the Rotom Wash, like the Latias. Yeah, I think that's about it, which is good. Scald Burns are good. Defogging is good if I need to do that. He does have a Ferrothorn, which could, you know, do hazard stacking shenanigans. But besides that, I also wanted a semi-switch into, I think, Lando T. This is the best I had. Which isn't saying much. A Z-Fly is just going to demolish anything on my team, unfortunately, but Pelipper can basically take on most other types of Lando T. Stone Edge might be a 2-hit KO, but I don't know, I like baiting people into trying to go for low accuracy moves, and see how it turns out for me. So that is, that's Pelipper. Kingdra, I'm bringing basically max special attack. 220 speed is enough to outspeed. It might have been something dumb like a Scarfed Excelgor or something. Like, it was either that or a Scarfed Latias. I don't remember. It might have just been Scarfed Latias, but either way, I made sure I had plenty of speed. Max, rest in HP. I basically just went dual stab with both types. I got Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, Surf, and Hydro Pump, depending on what I need. And I have the White Herb because there's a couple things on his team that I might need to use Draco for, and I'd like to be able to use Draco more than once. So Draco Meteor to take out like one thing, get the White Herb, get the special attack, set back to normal, and then I can go for Draco again if I need to. But of course, Surf and Hydro Pump can deal with some of the things on his team. So Kingdra is Rain Sweeper. It is what it is. This is the first time I think I'm ever trying this in my life. So wish me luck. And then the last mon is going to be Scyther, Eviolite, Scyther, max special defense, 220 speed Jolly, and then the rest in like HP, well, wait, 28 HP 4 and attack 4, whatever, it's a thing, because of, you know, HP stuff. But, U-Turn, Roost, Toxic, Aerial Ace, this is my Latias switch-in, is the closest thing I have to a Latias switch-in. Obviously, I think the thing about that is like my attack to hit it is U-turn, which means I'd be switching out, which isn't as big of a deal because then I can go into Mamoswine and Ice Shard, or if the rain is up, Kingdra can outspeed. So, you know, Latias is going to be a little bit of an issue, but I do have a switch into it, and if I can get a Toxic off on it and I can Roost, it would be good, because the only thing Latias has that it can do like 2-hit KO me with essentially would be like Draco Meteor, but then he gets the -2 special attack, and then I can just Roost, and it's amazing. I still made sure I have enough speed to outspeed Mega Kangaskhan. I really went ham on like making sure I got more than the base 100. I don't want Mega Kangaskhan to ruin my life. So yeah, Eviolite, Scyther is bulky but also speedy, and yeah, I think this is a good set. So that is my team. And, yeah, so, let me know what you think about it, and we are going to be heading into the battle, so, yeah, any comments, whatever, on my team, leave them in below, and I will see you in a couple seconds for the battle. Alright, so we are here for the battle, and as you can see, we are on Showdown. That is because we battled for about 32 minutes, and I DC'd because my internet is unreliable. So we recreated the battle on Showdown, and yeah, so that is what this is going to be. I will probably have to pause it throughout because we had to do a couple of special some things to recreate the battle perfectly, but it did end up being a perfect recreation. And then we were able to finish the battle. So, I'm sure you guys have seen that before. I'm not going to keep explaining that, but I'll pause when I need to and explain everything as is. And of course, I'll tell you when it got to the point where the recreation stopped and the battle resumed. So, we can see what he brought. Carson brought the Mega Kangaskhan, the Chandelure, the Rotom Wash, the Pharaoh Thorn, the Latios, and the Drapion, which means he did not bring Lando T. I was ecstatic. You have no idea. Just because I hate facing that thing. It's awful. It's awful. It really is. But he also did not bring Lopunny or Whiscash. I don't need to worry about that. And Excalibur and Iancy. I think that's everything that he did not bring. This is about what I expected to see, except for I definitely did expect a Lando in there somewhere. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So, I decided to lead off with my Mamoswine because I really wanted to get Rocks up, but he leads off with the Rotom Wash, which I don't know why I say, but I was expecting either a Volt Switch or a Will-O-Wisp, and honestly, Rocks on the field was good enough for me. I didn't mind getting burned, so I kind of let that happen because I really wanted to get Toxic off. I also saw that I was faster than him, but I completely forgot that Rotom Wash gets Defog now, so that was my bad. I definitely should have known that. Yeah, I expected him to Volt Switch or Hydro Pump, so I'm going to take this time to go into Mega Medicham. It made no sense for him to Will-O-Wisp there, but he actually double switches into the Ferrothorn, which is also a good switch into Mamoswine that I didn't 100% consider. But I'm going to go ahead and straight for the Drain Punch and go ahead and do some damage, but he does have a Chople Berry. So he was able to lessen the damage on that. Unfortunate, and he is going to go for the Spikes, which is sad. I was also basically taking every turn being really scared of him Thunder Waving me, because I didn't really have anything to do about that. My Thunder Wave switch in is Mamoswine, and Mamoswine can't touch this thing. He goes for the Protect, I guess, to scout. I go for the Zen Headbutt, trying to catch the Chandelure on the switch in. But he didn't do that, so I think I go for Ice Punch this time. No, I don't, because I definitely didn't catch this with an Ice Punch. But I definitely thought about it. I ended up just going for the Drain Punch, thinking that he might overpredict it and stay in. But, yeah, Ice Punch probably would have been a good play there. Because Latios is in, that means Scyther is coming in. Scyther is my switch in, and I don't want to deal with this thing. So, he's actually just going to recover, so that's good to know. That he, I don't know, he's not Specs or something, but either way. I think I just U-turn out here. No, I go for an Aerial Ace, thinking that he could, it would be a middle ground play into anything that he came into. I'm actually going to pause it really quick, but I went for Aerial Ace, thinking that maybe, I think I was trying to catch Chandelure. I don't know why he would have switched into Chandelure there, but I was trying to catch pretty much anything that was switched into this. I guess that would have been a pretty bad play for the Rotom Wash. The Rotom's already toxic, so Aerial Ace was a good middle ground for everything else. This turn, because at this point we're still playing on Wi-Fi, I actually couldn't decide whether I wanted to, like, what I wanted to switch into, because I was so scared of him Thunder Waving me that I really didn't know what I wanted to switch into, and the game actually chose a move for me, and it chose U-turn, which actually kind of works out because now he's down to 21%, which puts him in a role of a lot of different things. I mean, that was something I was considering, but I decided to chance it and just go into Victini, hoping that he would not Thunder Wave, and he actually just Gyro Balls, which I was pretty cool with. So I got a little, I don't want to say lucky, because, I mean, if he was going to go for Thunder Wave, then he would have went for it, but yeah, that was something that I was very scared of. The game did choose U-turn for me, and that worked. So he protects, Pride to scout stuff, maybe to see if I'm choiced and choice me into something. I go for Shadow Ball, trying to catch the Chandelure on the switch in, because I don't know, I'm scared of that Chandelure. I really want to get rid of it. But he's not bringing it in, which is sad. I think I go for, do I go for the Blue Flare? That one. Yeah, I do go for the Blue Flare, because he's not bringing out Chandelure. I wanted to get a nice move off, and Fortunately, I catch the Rotom Walsh on the switch-in, but with the Toxic and stuff like that, I figured that it's worth getting damage off and going for the Energy Ball. I also didn't think that he would go for Hydro Pump because from his end it wouldn't make sense for me to stay in, so he was probably going to Volt Switch or Will-O-Wisp, and he does Volt Switch, so I call it right on that. He could have Hydro Pump, but I just didn't see him making that play because it was mostly obvious that I was switching out, and so that's why I didn't. Hopefully that makes sense. Mega Kangaskhan comes in, and because why not, I decided to bring in Pelipper, get the rain up. It is my physically defensive Mon. He's going to get the Mega up, and he is going to Fake Out, okay, which is cool. He does that. I'm going to stay in because, I don't know, I just wanted to get damage off on this, and I wanted to try and get a Scald Burn. And he goes for the return, takes me down low, which is kind of rough. Maybe I could have roosted, but I actually Scald, and in the Wi-Fi battle, I did get the burn. So, because we can mess around with Showdown stuff, we actually, due to a suggestion that was made, we basically were able to add an extra 5th move on all of our Mons. We added Celebrate, so that way, anytime we need nothing to happen, we can just do that. And, as an extra 6th move, I gave Pelipper Will-O-Wisp so that way we could recreate the burn. It does affect, I guess, like, this would affect the amount of turns that the rain was up, but it ends up not mattering. So, what happened on this turn was Scald, Burn. Mega Kangaskhan got burned by Scald. We just recreated it on the Showdown way by doing this instead. So, that is what that is for. But, yeah, so that is a Scald Burn. Alright, hopefully you guys get that now. So he's burned, which is amazing. I can't believe that I got lucky again, because I probably deserve to just have this Pelipper die. But I figured, hey, rain's up, why not just bring the Kingdra out? And now that I'm in, I actually don't see what he can do. So I'm going to go ahead, I go for the Surf, thinking that it was going to take out the Ferrothorn. After I went for Surf, I double-checked the Calps again, and I was like, I don't actually think this would take him out, depending on, like, what set he is. So now I actually go for Hydro Pump, and I do take him out. So that was also kind of luck, but, I mean, maybe if he was max Fizz Def, then I might have been able to take him out with Surf anyway. He's going to go ahead into the Latios. Right here, I should have known something was up, but I also was already committed to the Rain Sweep. I go for the Draco Meteor, but he has his Haban Berry, very sad, and he goes for the Draco himself, and he's actually going to take me out, stopping the Kingdra Sweep. That would have been an amazing Kingdra 6-0, potentially. Actually, Rain would have ran out, but actually on Wi-Fi that would have given me 2 extra turns of Rain, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it might have been turned into like a 5-0 or something, but yeah, unfortunately he came prepared. He didn't let himself get swept by Kingdra, which is sad. So the Latios was in, I brought in Scyther, and I U-turned. I made a dum-dum move because I assumed Toxic was going to take him out, so I wanted to switch into something that was going to take Spike's damage. But he has leftovers, so he's just at 4%, which means that he gets to make 1 move, and I'm like, oh, whoops. I assumed he was just going to Volt Switch, so I just go into Mamoswine to take the Volt Switch. I could have just, well, yeah, I could have just done this in the first place. I mean, at this point, I'm assuming even like an Ice Shard or something would have taken him out at 4%. But yeah, so it is what it is. I forgot about the Toxic, but he's going to die to the Toxic, which means Mamoswine does technically get that kill. My burned for the whole game Mamoswine got a kill on what I assume would be one of his switch-ins, which is great. But a burned Mamoswine still does over like 50% to Drapion, so that's nice. And I decided to stay in, get some rocks up. I wanted to get rocks because Chandelure is still there, and any extra chip damage I can get on Chandelure and Latios is what I need, because I'm really struggling to figure out how I'm going to kill those. And then I'm just going to go for Earthquakes, and yeah, like I said, it does more than half. I also outspeed, which is very cool. I mean, I found that out the first time, but I was not expecting to outspeed, but that definitely means that he is not a speedy Drapion. Also the Black Sludge, good stuff. But either way, I believe I just go for another... No, I go for the Toxic, thinking that he's going to go into the Latios, catch me on my Earthquake, and then save Drapion for later, but he didn't. He actually just stays in, goes for the knockoff, and takes out Mamoswine. It would have been nice if I predicted that, but Earthquake wouldn't have killed after the Black Sludge recovery, I'm pretty sure anyway, so it didn't matter too much. Now I'm going to go into the Mega Medicham, and I am going to go ahead and be able... I should be able to take him out with a Drain Punch, so I'm going to try anyway. And, nope, he lives on 3%, so sad. Actually, no, okay. That was a roll. In the Wi-Fi battle, that killed him, and on Showdown, it didn't kill him. So, I actually did take him out with the Drain Punch, in the battle, but we had to recreate that, so obviously, Drapion didn't do any damage to me, so we went with this. I do take one extra turn of, poison damage, but honestly, not that big of a deal when it comes to recreating a battle. I didn't care too much, so I am going to go ahead and get the nice Drain Punch kill off, still leaving me at a good amount of HP. So, that Drain Punch killed in the Wi-Fi battle, not here. Right here is when the battle, or when the Wi-Fi connection went out, as he was deciding what to send in. So, yeah. So from here on out, this is live battle. This is where it took over. This is not recreated any longer. So, he sends in the Latios, and I think I go for the Ice Punch because he can't take me out. But, yeah, he couldn't take me out, so he switches in Mega Kangaskhan, and I take him out with an Ice Punch. So, there was that. I don't know. I don't know why he did that. Maybe he was trying to catch the Scyther, and then maybe he had something for Scyther. I don't know. But, yeah, I just Ice Punched. And so now he has Chandelure and Latios. I have 4 Pokemon left, but they're still not looking too great. I'm assuming this Chandelure is Scarfed, so I'm going to go ahead and sack off the Pelipper and see what he scarfs himself into. So, I'm assuming he's Scarfed. So, right now, he's Scarfed himself into Shadow Ball. I'm pretty sure. And, I'm going to go into Scyther. If he is timid, Scarfed Chandelure, he cannot take me out with 2 Shadow Balls. If he's modest, it is a roll. I am willing to take that chance, and so this is what I do. He's going to go ahead and try and go for it. He did 37% there. I live on 39, so I'm feeling pretty good about my chances. And that is in the roll of Timid. I think max roll for Timid is like 37%. I think that actually was a max roll. Because, spoilers, it turns out he is Timid. I take my chances. He thinks he could kill. He cannot. I'm going to Roost up, and it basically turns into a Toxic Roost off against the Chandelure. And because he's Scarfed into Shadow Ball, he cannot take me out, and he's just going to die to Toxic unless he tries something else, which I believe he is going to try. He's going to try going into the Latios, and yeah, I'm at full health, so there's nothing he can do that'll take me out. So I can just kill with a U-turn, and I believe that's what I decided to do. Yeah. I probably could have just went for Aerial Ace. I might have been able to preserve Differential. I don't know. I don't remember how low Victini is. Yeah, I might have been able to preserve Differential, actually. Depends on. If I just went for Aerial Ace to take out the Latios. I also wasn't expecting Outspeed. That's the reason. I thought Latios was going to Outspeed. Oh, okay. We figured this out after the battle. I thought the Latios was going to Outspeed, do damage to me, and then I could U-turn, and then I would probably force Chandelure into Shadow Balling my Mega Medicham. I think that was the thought process. I don't remember. It seems kind of shaky at best. But it was actually a speed tie. We found out after the battle it was a speed tie. Because I sped crept to make sure that I could outspeed his Mega Kangaskhan. He sped crept his Latios to make sure that he could outspeed my Mega Medicham. Which just happens to be the exact same thing. Therefore, we were speed tied. And I did win that. So I definitely got a lot of luck this game. So let's go ahead and finish this off. He's going to go ahead and scarf himself back into Shadow Ball. I sack off Victini because Mega Metacham already got like 2 kills this game, and I wanted to have a better differential, and Victini didn't get any kills, so yeah. I thought the numbers would look better on paper. So now I can just go into Scyther. I'm at full health. He can't take me out with the Shadow Ball that he is scarfed into, and I can take him out with an Aerial Ace. So Scyther coming up in the clutch at the end of the game to be able to wear his team down, and that is the power of Scyther that people do not understand. It can be very bulky, it can be very powerful, it can be, I don't know, it's really good. So that was the battle, and this is a really weird one for me. I do win 2-0, but last week I feel like I played better and lost. This week I feel like I played way worse and won. So Pokemon is just a very strange game. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to it. I do feel like most of my plays were okay. You know, they were fine, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like with what I was expecting, I probably should have lost, but the way the battle played out, I got a couple of luck things in my favor, and yeah, that probably played a part into it, but that's Pokemon. What are you gonna do? So we do move to 1-1. Now we don't look quite as bad when it comes to our chances at finishing higher in the league table. So, you know, I'll take it. But that was a good game, and sucks about the DC. I expect that'll definitely happen more times this season, so we might be seeing more showdown battles. We'll see. But that is pretty much the battle. I don't think I have anything else to really say. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, inquiries, whatever, I don't know, there's a comment section, you know what to do. I'll answer any and all of them. But I think that about does it. Make sure you check out Carson's channel. His links will be in the description as well. And I will see you guys next week when we take on Alex, otherwise known as the Onesie Bennett. And did we play him last season in D2? We might have. We might have. And if we didn't, we've played him like 7 other times, so it doesn't matter. He's someone that I'm very familiar with. It's going to be a great battle. So make sure you stay tuned to the PPL, because we've got some exciting stuff happening. So thank you guys for watching, and until the next time, stay safe.